Hello and welcome to Soul Guidance with Adriana. I have an intuitive reading for you today. I'm an intuitive reader and a soul communicator, and so we're just going to see what messages are going to come through. I was told just to do an intuitive reading. I have no idea if this is going to end up being for the collective or for a single person. But if aspects of it are resonating with you, please keep watching, please keep seeing. Even if it's not resonating with you, maybe kind of file it for later, because there is a reason that you're drawn to this video. So, okay. All right. Fun cards right now. We've got the change, the chameleon, the tiger, and the dolphin swimming into the tiger. So chameleon looking at us first. We're having to face change head on, massive change, big change. Change in the way that you show up in your power. Change also in the way that you choose to love yourself. When you show up in your power in a bigger way, your heart actually has to be open enough to support that. This graphic really perfectly illustrates that. She's sitting on the back of a larger chameleon. Your heart has to be able to support the newfound power that you have, or the increased power that you have, because if that heart is not open, you're going to reject that power. So this is about making sure that you have enough support for yourself underneath yourself. Now these other two cards, interesting. We have the tiger leaping to reach the dolphin. So this is definitely about using your willpower to create a happier, more healthy situation for yourself. The tiger is showing up as an inspiration to have strength. The tiger is a symbol of strength, but in the Chinese zodiac, except for the dragon, it's considered the strongest animal. So you're being asked to use all of your inner strength to create this more joyful circumstance for yourself. And remember that happiness is created not necessarily in the circumstance, but it's created by the thoughts you think about your circumstance, your perception of the circumstance. And I feel like this spread is asking you to will better thoughts about your circumstance so that your emotions can flow a lot more productively and a lot more freely. Okay, I'm going to hang on to those three. Try something a little different. Okay, I'm kind of excited actually. I haven't tried this spread before in an online reading, so this will be the first time for that. I'm going to ask, what is the lesson from Spirit, and then I'm going to ask for 2 lines of information. Okay. Okay. Justice card coming up a lot these days. Okay. Okay, so some contradictory energy and some flowing energy. So let's start with where things are. We have the Ace of Pentacles going on for where things are, as well as the 8 of Wands. So you may be finding that your physical circumstances are changing quite significantly, quite quickly, and maybe in an unexpected way. And it feels to me like there's a little bit of reluctance to leave this Ace of Pentacles. There's so much beauty on this card, and so much interconnected beauty. You can see like there's the microcosm of the little beetles eating at this root, and then we've got the macrocosm of the trees in the background. I really love the artwork on this card because she does such a good job of showing the big and the little picture at the same time. But there's a big and a little picture that you're very comfortable in, that you're very reluctant to leave. And that's why universe kind of pushed you a little bit, pushed you saying it's not time to sit in that space anymore. It's really time to get going. And it feels like this energy from the universe in a way came out of the blue. And it's just moving so quickly. And there's a determination in it which makes me feel like it was not just the universe, but there was a little bit of perhaps your guides or your higher self also pushing that energy at you in a way that you couldn't miss it. This energy is not subtle at all. So it's pushing this energy at you. And you find yourself, on one hand, kind of deeper in the forest. It's as if we've gone, those trees that I'm so in love with here at the perspective, we've gone like a little close up into this area and we've gone here. So you find yourself in a way feeling more bound by your situation or more caught by your situation, perhaps more emotional. I know this is supposed to be one of the loveliest cards in the deck, the Empress card, but for some reason to me it feels claustrophobic, like there's nowhere to go. And in a lot of ways there's a feeling of when you're stuck in that energy of I can't kind of get out, I'm feeling claustrophobic, you find yourself meeting the Hierophant, that the belief system, it's the belief system that's keeping you in that place of claustrophobia, in that place of feeling like you can't get out or you can't move. But the Hierophant is also asking you, there's a double meaning in this card, he's asking you to find your own way forward, to not have to ascribe to the belief systems or the perceptions or the opinions of other people, but to be able to just move forward in a way that feels right with you, feels right with your soul, feels right with your guidance. Not all forms, so this card, she's talking about a lot of different kinds of spirituality. It's not all just one religion or one way. But even beyond that, there are systems that are written down and that are codified in books, like religious systems or any kind of system really. But then there's also the invitation to find your own system, to literally write your own destiny. And we didn't have the Magician card come up, but I feel like that's the opposing energy here, is that you're being asked to write your own destiny, and you might be the only one that has written this destiny so far. There may be no one else behind you. I remember I used to take Alexander technique classes when I was working on my alignment. And I had a teacher that was, she was a great teacher, but we didn't often see eye to eye in the way we saw reality or our opinions of things. She wanted to always follow what was predictable and planned. And I thought, well, why would you do that? There's no reason why you should have to tread a path that someone else has already tread. Why can't you tread your own path? And there's obviously more risk and less security and less safety in that way. But actually, these cards are saying that it is the ultimate safety to follow that path, your own path, because it is the one that is truly right for you. Whenever there's a system or there's kind of a set of rules or a set of perceptions, there's going to be one thing that doesn't quite match with you and you're going to have to modify it. So rather than just going with that, or I've been researching houses a lot, rather than just going with a prefab, something that's already made, why not just make a custom house that is totally right for you, that fits you in every single way? And that's what we have happening in these other cards. That once you surrender to this kick, this push from the universe, surrendering to it with a sense of lightness, not being so heavy about the fact that you're being pushed out of this zone of extreme comfort. Then we have the Temperance. You have a little bit of space to heal. You have a little bit of space to balance. But you also have the deep movement between the weaving of your soul and your personality that helps to flow your reality forward. Okay, once you surrender to this movement and you get yourself out of what has been physically comfortable, then your soul and your self can start to kind of dance around each other. And that dance creates an energy of movement. It's really interesting. Look at the bottom of these cards. We have water. And the water in the Hanged Man card is not a usual image, I have to say. But right now, it's like you're supported by the flow. You're supported by the flow. So your happiness, your contentment, you're just going along with where the universe wants you to go, is supported by the flow. And actually, look at this, the tiger is jumping out of the water. Can you see the spray coming up? So underneath all of this is the message of being supported by the flow. And I'll go one step further. We talked in the beginning about the heart needing to be open enough to support the basis for your change. But even though the heart is a physical, like it's an earthly thing, it governs flow, right? Blood flow is governed by your heart. So at the end of all of this, we have this space where if your heart is supporting all of this change, if your heart is supporting all of this growth, then you are being supported by the alignment of your heart with the universal flow. It's as if your vitality and the blood flowing through your veins is an expression of that universal flow, the ease of source. And yeah, I can't think of a bigger thing to say than that. So I do have another set of cards, but I believe that I'm going to put this in the extended reading. It will be available in the link below for just $4.44. You can rent it for as long as you like. But we're going to go a little bit into what your soul is trying to teach you with this whole setup. So if you'd like to see me over there, if you'd like to follow me over, the link's in the description below. And if not, I look forward to seeing you again soon.